And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the late night Thursday special. It's technically Friday in the eastern part, probably in the West Coast too, I suppose. So this
Not yet.
we are. It's not yet.
No, it'll be 30 minutes by.
Oh, okay. So the Thursday night stream, and also you could be watching from anywhere around the country or the world, and I appreciate that. And also, you could be
Need another coffee?
watching it. You could be watching this from anywhere in the galaxy, coming to you from the spaceship studio far, far away, in a galaxy far, far away. All right. Now I'll fix this so everybody can see me, and we'll get into the game and the other things. Here we go.
The spaceship
And
studio is in a galaxy far, far away.
there you go. Thanks. All right. So here we go. Here I am, everybody. Hello. All right. So basically, here I am, and also I am about to start the game. I hope everybody's had a good day and a good week so far. And now what I'm going to do, I'm about to get into the game. Okay. All right. All right. So we had some pretty cool trials today in the weather. It's warm, but not. It just depends. Sometimes it's a little feels cooler than it feels hot. It kind of goes back and forth. And also with the trials today, they were very interesting. There is only two going on this day, and very, very traumatic, very intense. And now I'll be switching over to the other window. All right. All right. So here we go. Here is the pirate game.
I think it was 80 degrees today.
It was 80 degrees. I guess the humidity may have been lower. Because it doesn't feel like the summer.
It was warm off and on today.
All right. So okay. So basically, here we are in the game. And tomorrow night we'll be doing the live stream on the 7th, on this and 7 p.m. Central, around that time.
Right, right.
Alrighty. So as you know, okay, this is some kind of pirate quest. Put that out. This is the sword. Yesterday was a very cool stream. We went all the way at my time 7 in the morning. And we had Super D. It was nice to see him again. All right. So there's this trial going on where this doctor is accused of murder, and I thought that that one, it seemed interesting. A very disturbing trial. I didn't see all of it, but this morning, but I saw part of it. And hello, Lauren. Good to see you. Welcome. All right, and I appreciate everybody here, and we'll get right into this. We're going to be sailing around and talking about the trials and things like that. Okay. All right. All right. So basically, that trial was going on today, and I think a lot of times these people seem guilty already, but it's good to see what's going on with them as we go along in the trial. And also, the other trial that we were seeing was about Linda, and I remember I was reading the description about it, and she was accused of doing the murder of her husband in this very brutal way. And they were showing some of the 911 recordings, and they seemed extremely traumatic and frantic. And I remember Elaine said that if that was her, she certainly would deserve a an Oscar for that performance because it was very convincing. And so that those two were going on today. They're still fresh and new. They had some different witnesses come up and talk about their take on the different subject matters. And yeah, so that those two are just kicked off. And Monica, that trial, it'll be happening. We don't really know for sure. As far as I know, it's either April 1st, or that could have been a joke, or Friday allegedly. I don't really know exactly when that one will be returning, the Monica one. But a lot of people missed that trial. And in chat, it seemed like it was wild chat today. It seemed like there may have been less fighting today than usual, than the other time when the verdict was being read. But other than that, I thought it was a little bit more peaceful than the previous days. And also, Lauren, I hope that you had the rest of your day went well. And also, if you have any opinions about the trials that we're seeing today, I'd like to know about them. Yeah, and sometimes, like, for instance, lately we've been having issues with the opinion of some of these jurors. The jury has come back with these non-guilty verdicts when we think that they were guilty, certainly. I think that it's absolutely completely ridiculous where with some of these verdicts. I understand respecting the system and how it works, but I totally think that sometimes these people were guilty and they got off the hook.
I think what happens.
Yeah, yeah. Now, that ship fired at me pretty good, but we're going to go and sink it right here. Okay. All right, now, first of all, I would have to go and repair this specific ship because it is having some damage. I've realized it was there. I remember, and then today with the testimony that they were having, we're making little jokes about them because sometimes they seemed a little. They weren't like complete clowns like the ones at Monica, but they seemed a little bit silly. And then you would have Linda, and the lady was getting emotional and crying over certain events. And I think that with the trial, it's always good to review it with an open mind before making a decision, but still sometimes it's quite clear about it. So as I said, those two are just have kicked off, and as time goes on, we will see how it goes. I remember you came in earlier and you're wondering what the opinion was in chat. I believe that was you. And yeah, basically, when sometimes with the trials they don't always seem as black and white. When sometimes they're obviously guilty, sometimes it's not quite certain. And I think today, people, I think she's likely guilty. That's what I and the others, I'd say, lean towards. But they're still reviewing it. We're all like reviewing it to make our opinion about it. And of course, there's people that are going to have different opinions about the trial in general. Because it's like, I think as the days go on, we'll see how it goes. Because she may be innocent. It may be innocent. The calls were chilling.
Which trial is this?
You know,
So I said, oh no.
yeah. So this woman named Linda was accused of genociding her husband, and there's this fire that happened, and they had this like board, and they're drawing these different, like, the house, or, if it was the house, if I got that right, it was a structure, let's say, and how this fire would have worked and how it would have started and how it would have happened. And then they showed the 911 calls, and it was very chilling. And as Elaine said, if she was faking it, she deserves an Oscar. Yeah. You didn't know she already had another child. Oh, yes. Yeah, I found that out, I believe, today before you did, probably, because before you came there. I may have known the day before. I don't know when I knew about it exactly, but yeah, it was. I felt the same way, Lauren. It was kind of a little bit of a shocker. So they had this. I remember the other trial, which I don't quite recall what we called that one, but it was this creep that put this lady in a freezer, and he, basically his attorney was real sleazy and making comments about the victim, which the lack of respect for victims, I think, is completely ridiculous. And also, he had this chalkboard, and he would lecture everybody, and he felt really confident in himself. And also, so you had this time, you had a marker and like a giant notepad that they used. What I used when I remember back in class, they would use these gigantic notepads for different things like schedules and stuff. But they used that, and they were drawing these pictures on this board. And that is true, Lauren. Chat was somber. Like, and what I mean by peaceful, they were more peaceful with each other. They weren't fighting each other. That's so to be a little bit more clear. Not that you probably understood my point, but just in case you didn't, the chat was fighting each other, but today they seem more peaceful with each other. But it was very somber. Yeah, and I like how people could vent about problems that they went through. They had that today, and it's good where people could vent and feel like they could be found. And also, they, everybody helps each other out. It's a beautiful sight to see. And because if people feel lost and people feel like they can't be found, but you will be found. Everybody will be found, and nobody's alone. And in the chat, as I said, there's a lot of dark stuff with the internet these days, but there's also some great things that happen. I was telling earlier somewhere else where you may have had some. There have been some characters that could be, I don't know. Some people might wish they were alien spaceship for a day. Some people. So these people, I was saying that I believe in free will is very important because you could have very good things and bad things, like over here. Like, Lauren, you're here now, and there's other people at different times that come in the chat, and I appreciate that. But also, people that choose to do the wrong thing or do some betrayal, I think that it comes with a territory that there's no light without dark. So that is something that through life that I have figured out, in my opinion. It became a community today. I'm so grateful for that. Oh yeah, absolutely. Some of the darkest times, the greatest things could happen. And I remember, like, this other streamer, Smoke and Scan, that I've talked about to you, like, yesterday. He was saying that there's people that copy his streams and, like, do the same thing he did. And it's like there's these people that will... And about, in the chat, there's haters. There's haters. So, yeah, and it's annoying when people do stupid things. But there's also great things that come out of it. And they're not... Like, people don't try to mess with people that are not known or don't make an impact. They mess with people that made an impact. That's what they do. And like people have gone through traumatic events in chat. The community is very important, and that's what I think is a beautiful sight to see. Now, I want to let you know something that Mary Toodles was telling me earlier, that there is this scam going on, and I'm going to be very careful how I word this because there's a YouTube, you know, guidelines, and I want to be appropriate also. So there is this young boy that deleted himself because of this scam that starts in Africa, where they'll tell these young people, these little kids, that they had these vulgar pictures of them that they're going to release if they don't give them a certain amount of money. And they use AI to create the image. So it's very creepy. And it's disputable, are they predators or just want money, like they're pirates? They're like doing some sort of piracy or some sort of a scam, or is it both? And that's something that unfortunately I study trials and cases that I heard about tonight. And yeah, so it's very sad that happened, and that's a very messed up thing, and that needs to be stopped. And there's action being taken against that. Also, the different government officials and this is in Kentucky. The governor of Kentucky was talking about ways to prevent this. So AI could be used for very evil things, and the internet could be an evil place. At the same time, though, amazing, great things could come out of it, and it could be used for very good things. I've used AI to make different pictures of, yeah, as you've seen the different videos, I made these different pictures of little critters and stuff. Also, the internet was used where we could all know each other and build a community to help each other out and watch trials. And the trials are very creepy and disturbing in themselves. So I think that the free will, there's pros and cons to it, but it also could be used for something good, but also something bad. So always be aware of that also. So as I said, light and dark. There's no light without dark. And as I said, that case, with international laws, you really need to block those creeps from doing that to young people, because there's all kinds of disturbing things everywhere. So with the internet and the new technology, it could be used for something very good or very bad, or something in between. Humans can suck. That's why I like going on my planet, because the aliens are very nice and peaceful there. But on Earth needs a lot of help, so I stick around for y'all. There's like a yin and a yang. Now, but I think sometimes it could feel like there's a Timu yin yang. Yeah, shout out to the peeps. Yeah, and also, yeah, I think that a lot of with AI, they could do things to. They put Barack Obama's face on Jordan Peele, and Jordan Peele is good at making Obama's mimic his voice. And it could look very real, very real. So yeah, AI could be make things look very realistic. Yeah, scared, scared. And then basically they had this situation where, yeah, I was over at a couple of days ago. I was at this other channel, and there's this other YouTuber, Alien Alphabet, that does like, it's a police, and he does like this, like they'll go through LA and like with a camera and drive around. And basically they'll drive around with the camera and show LA. And then as I said, smoke and scan, sometimes you'll watch that and see what's going on. Sometimes there's certain police activity that's going on, and you'll see an arrest or something like that. So there's this other YouTuber that was, it's something ground. I don't. He's. I'm new to him, so I don't quite recall the name off the top of my head. But he's a cool dude. So I was in this chat. I came over from Smoke and Scam group, and it was towards the end, and everybody knew. Everybody knows I'm Alien Spaceship, not Alien Alphabet. There's two different ones. And the dude was the white man. Hello, sir. Good to see you, and thank you for all that you do. And glad that you're here with us. Shout out to you, man. And yeah, so basically, I was watching it. There's this other guy that was in LA that also does like the different vlogging of LA, and he was there too. And he thought the guy that, let's call him Ground, he thought that I was Alien Alphabet, and I and the others were telling him that it was not. I was not the person that he thought I was, but he insisted anyway, and he said, "All right, there's two LA boys in here. We're going to go and show behind the scenes of cameras and stuff for everybody." So then, now technically, as I said, I've watched so much streams from LA that I'm from like cyber LA, but not been there physically though. Yeah, try to find a seat, the white man. Yeah, so dude is so cool. He had this camera. He had like this little device where you could see the chat. It looked like a type of, in the vehicle you have like a computer, a little computer thing. That's what it looked like. Also, he showed these different cameras that he has in his camera setup, and it was like, I remember the mod told me she was like, "For now, you're Alien Alphabet." I'm like, "All right." And I said, "Oh, cool, bro. It looks nice. I like it. It looks very nice setup." And we were joked out. It was just so crazy. It's like, dude had a very great camera setup, and you could see the different mechanisms that you use the plug-in and the different body cams and stuff. It was very nice for a chat to see. So it was nice that I was the substitute alien, because that's alien privilege right there. That's what I have, alien privilege. Also, so that was a pretty cool story. And I remember one time, it was my birthday, and they were telling me, because in the chat, you both I know from two different chats, and everybody will say happy birthday. It was pretty cool. Oh, just passing through. Okay, understood. Yeah, and then the dude was like, "Happy birthday, Alan." And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know about that. And he said, "Oh, wait a minute, it's Alien." He was like, "Now he hates me." It was hilarious. I wasn't mad, but yeah, the name, it could look like something else. I've seen that my name. I thought it looked like it could pass for Alan for a second, and yeah, so those were two events that was funny that happened, and also with Monica, I hope that the jury in Monica has not forgotten what has occurred. Hope they did not forget what happened. And Lauren said everyone in chat was so sweet on her birthday. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I was glad to celebrate it, because you are a great chat member over there. Excellent. And I think that it was a great birthday celebration. I was going to make sure you had a special day on my end, so I was sending you the different emojis and stuff, and you liked it. It was a nice exchange. Oh yeah, it was a big party for your birthday. It was very fun, and I'm glad that you liked the big party we threw for you over there. Yeah, you see, compassion can cause a chain reaction, I believe. I remember when ABL, this other YouTuber, I was on his live, and he showed me on his live stream how to do the live and how you'd use OBS and stuff on a live chat, and I just thought it was really cool and it's very nice. So these other YouTubers, much bigger than mine, myself, mentored me about how they work, and also with the chat, everybody's kind to each other. Sometimes there's quarrels, and that happens in families. And oh, awesome! That's great. I'm glad that you like the show. Yeah, yeah, awesome, awesome. That's great. I'm glad you watch them. Facts. Greg, bro, good to see you. And as I said, tomorrow on Friday evening will be the earlier stream for the early birds, for the evening people. Oh yeah, ABL. Yeah, and as I said, I'm glad you watch him too. Oh my goodness. So basically, yeah, exactly, Lauren. It would be boring if we all agreed all the time. It would be zero fun. So nothing wrong with little quarrels here and there. It makes things more interesting. Oh, you gave me a shout out in your movie. Oh yeah, I'm gonna certainly. I think I saw a part of it and I didn't comment, but I'll go back and look at the whole thing. Thank you, Greg, so much about the impact. And basically, so yeah, with ABL, yeah, he taught me about how to do OBS and why we're here right now. And Lauren, as I said, I'm glad that you watch him. That is, I am delighted to hear about that. He is so smart and he's so good and witty when he's dealing with the goofy people. And the other night they had some silly callers on the show, and it was so wild. And but he got everybody to be in line. Oh, okay. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Greg. Yeah, I like that because on the ABL show, when I'm able to get through, because sometimes there's a lot of callers, I close the show now because the Chicago cop passed away. Peace be upon him. Rest in peace to him. He's with the Lord now. And as I said, I like closing the show. And then some people at some points were trying to be like they thought that ABL in the past was trying to cut me off, but then I'm like, he let me on his show, and many people don't even get to get on, and he was very happy to talk to me. So I just went with the flow of things. Then I realized he put me towards the end, so I could succeed the Chicago cop when I'm able to get on, because sometimes there's just a lot of callers, and he's not able to get to me. But yeah, I mean, he is brilliant, and he was always cool to me, and there's a lot of callers, especially in the beginning when I was kind of in the middle of it, and there's other people that got to get on. So that is the reason for the people in the back that didn't realize why maybe in the earlier days he didn't may have had to get to another caller. It was just because there's other callers he had to get to, and basically, and he was positioning me towards the end of the show. He talked about this scene where I forgot the movie, but it was this black father and black son, and the dude was like, "Do you like me?" And he said every day he has to do with the crackers to give him his, to provide for him because he feels an obligation to do that. And as I said, the same kind of concept. People liking somebody, it's their actions if they like you or not. As I said, being in the last part of the show is an honor. And whenever I'm able to get through again, which will happen soon, hopefully next time, and I'll have some different things to say. Fences. Fences, absolutely. Lauren says, ABL has such a great view on the world. That man was raised right. He's really cool to listen to. I agree with you so much. He has to offer. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I've talked to ABL about the trials, probably have noticed when I call in. And ABL, and he thinks it's intriguing and he gives his take on it. Because I think that the politics and the trials are very similar, and I've gotten people from ABL to come see the trial stuff, and they're very intrigued by it and fascinated. So I like to create this trade route of different channels connect it with each other. And also, yeah, fences. Thank you. Yeah, and also because sometimes you'll have people in the trial that will act like callers from the show. They'll act like goofy. Like you have just Jalen, like like Baker's like he's just Jalen. It just sounds like he's such a troll about it. Now earlier today with the trial we're watching with Linda, her case, she the jury was asking better questions than the attorney was, and that's when people are in trouble. Scared. It's like the jury asked very good questions, and I like seeing the jury being involved and asking questions. And I love the trials when it could be 50-50, when it could be go either way. But as I said, with this trial, I personally want to watch it more. With both of the new trials that are up, both of the new trials that are up right now, I want to make sure. I want to just watch the trials, and I want everybody that watches the trials. Oh, Duke, I hope you had a good birthday the other day. Happy birthday to you because it was the other day, and thank you for being here. Also, I wasn't ignoring you there. I see you. Yeah, and basically, I remember how you all these sometimes there'll be Timu people in the trials. That's basically what I think. And I like how people will go and not sure like sometimes you'll think somebody's guilty and then some little thing will happen and all of a sudden they're not guilty anymore, or it flips the other way around. They were not guilty, then they seem guilty. It's just you never know. That's the fun thing. Yeah, facts. Spaceship party for Duke. Facts. Yeah, and also basically what occurred is that I personally make an opinion about Linda and the doctor trial. I want to watch them for a couple of days to make my opinion about it. And also I want to take into account what the chat says. What I meant to say, I want to see what the chat has to say about it. And I want to also make clear this is a late night stream for late night people that like to stay up late and watch the streams, and it's still heavily requested all to this day. All right, Greg. Good night to you. Sweet dreams. I remember, and also speaking of Greg, and if he did log off for a second, I'll tell him when I see him again, either in this stream or another stream. But basically, he was talking about Mace Windu from Star Wars, and Mace Windu is Samuel Jackson. Character would like fit ABL. He looks a lot like he could play that character. Also, yeah, thank you, Greg. And I think that you had this situation with Anakin. I look at Star Wars Theory. It's a good YouTube channel about Star Wars. And if Anakin would have listened to listened to not Palpatine, but listened to the other one, the Mace Windu, and he would have stayed there and not have gone and caused problems like he did and mess up everything, he would have likely been granted the rank of Master and given the information he needed. That was the whole trick. If he would have just been patient and waited, but he let the manipulation of Palpatine get the best of him. So in life, I think it's best to not let the manipulation of certain people corrupt you. And although we make mistakes, and sometimes we don't always realize it, so we make mistakes and all, but if it could be caught earlier, to not let the emotions get the best of somebody. So that's a good lesson that he could have possibly have done. Because there's a lot of times people with fantasy don't always like the fantasy stuff, but I think that there's good moral lessons in fiction. And we know that truth is stranger than fiction sometimes as well. So yeah, I like that Greg's interested in Star Wars like I am. And that was something I was thinking the other day, and also tonight, that was a good concept. Yeah, facts. Yeah, party for Duke. Party for Duke. Absolutely. And like, so that's what I think. I think basically, to not let what people say get the better of you. And also, one thing I want to say is I appreciate loyalty. Like, back to what I was saying before, is that with friends, with people, you don't want people blindly following you. And I'll give you an example of what I mean because it's not what you think. Like, if you could program everybody to just like you and be cool with you by default, it wouldn't be the best thing. That's why it's good the free will part, because people can choose if they're going to be loyal or not to you. And although some horrible things can happen, like we see in trials, is that you see people that are loyal, and that's what I appreciate the most. That's why it's good for free will. That, like all of you, then the chat rooms we're in, whatever, I appreciate y'all care for each other and cool with me, because there's people that troll, there's people that act stupid, but I appreciate the cool people. Like, you remember those people that were with you in the tough times. You remember those people that were with you and for you as you go on. And then you go to greater heights, and you'll remember those people when you're at the top. You remember those people. Lauren says what we said yesterday, and we must reiterate all the time. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Amen. That is absolutely true. Hello, Todd. My friend, welcome. I am glad that you are here with us. And basically, Todd, I want to ask you, Todd, and also Chad. Also, Todd, how was your day? I know that they interrupted you last night when uh, the loud hospital, the loud crash truck, the ambulance went by your apartment. I think that so hopefully you're doing better today. I streamed all the way to 7 in the morning, and my friend, yesterday, my friend from Germany I haven't seen in 4 months. He came into the chat, and I was like, "All right, we're gonna go to the crack of dawn." And we are talking about the trials. I was updating about the trials and the stuff that we experienced together. And he said it sounds very wild, and he thought it was funny. And we're talking about we're talking about more beaches, Lauren, that we're taking a vacation to. He was telling me about the beaches over in Croatia and Albania that are breathtaking, and also some beaches in Cuba, and then 5 cats. She was talking about this other area in Greece where they had a hippie cult, a hippie commune that lived inside the caves. So that was something very intriguing to me also. And yeah, so that is something that I thought was, so it was good to see him again, and we're chatting. And then Steve Kerfuffle came in, shout out to him. He was he was saying that, oh look, you're still awake. He thought I'm still awake, and it was really wild. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm still awake. And he said I'm a G, a gangsta. Oh, it sounds cool. It sounds cool. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I remember Latina. She was the one that brought him over. Well, I was at her stream. Latina and Cali is her channel. Yeah, she was telling me about the situation where No, I was over on her panel, and I was talking to a couple of different people. We were talking about the different topics, about aliens and conspiracy theories and stuff. I was meeting a brand new YouTubers, and then he came into the panel, and he and a couple other people came to my channel. It was so cool. And because my ancestor came from Germany back in the 1800s. I have a couple of people from Germany, but that's like the main one that I my name comes from, my last name. And so basically, as I said, it was so we had a good conversation, and he's been here over a year, maybe 2 years. Yeah. So and basically, my live streams. I haven't done the late lives on Friday, but I've done the live streams a little bit earlier, and he's not able to catch the early streams because of his schedule. As I used to do live streams solely at night, and remember Amanda, she and SE Wolverines and a couple other people, those people went and completely we would have a little club in this chat, like the people in here. We would have a little club, and we would talk and have a good time. We had a Timu time. Scared. Yeah, so that's and then as I said, I always planned on doing earlier live streams because we had to do them earlier, and I do the earlier streams there so everybody can see me. Todd, I see you. I'm going to respond in a moment. And so yeah, that was a very cool, thing. But he's not able to see the other ones anymore. So, I'll see about bringing the late night Friday ones back. But I will always do the Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. I'll always do those live streams. And Todd gave me an update. Todd said, Alien, before I tell you how I am, there's reports of massive earthquake that hit Myanmar. Reports have earthquakes being 7.7 magnitude high. Another report being 6.8 magnitude. Oh my goodness. Prayers for them. Thank you, Todd, for the information. That is wild. And Todd said, I'm better today. It's been a good Thursday. Oh, Todd, I'm glad to hear about that. And also, yeah, earthquakes be very, very, they can be very mild to very hectic and violent. Casimirio, he's a tornado. He is a lot of knowledge with earthquakes. No more ambulance invasions. Hey, good to see you, Todd. How was your day? Lauren says. Yeah, no more ambulance invasions. Todd was saying, he has been having a good Thursday, and he has been doing very well. He had been today. He was doing better. So hopefully the ambulance invasions don't keep happening. It's like the ambulance invades. I think I got poker faced. Ace of spades. Oh, look, there's an earthquake. Watch out over the Cascades. I'm going to go talk, moan, and rave. I want to go chill in the hippie commune in the cave. I'm a bearded alien. I haven't shaved. It's time for a party. Shout out to Duke and Lauren. Birthday rave. Right, no news is good news. Facts. Alright, so Cuba is open, and I'm probably going in the wrong direction. Lord. I'm scared. Yeah, facts. Facts. Oh yeah, facts alarm. Woo woo. Yeah. Yeah, and Yeah, basically, we're trying to find the island of Cuba here. It's lurking around. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Also with the trial coverage. Yeah. So today I was looking at some different of these conspiracies. You know, these creepy phone calls that took place. There is this one guy that was calling this woman at night saying that he was going to go and delete her. It was really George is here. Shout out to George. It was really cliche. And then what occurred next was you, the guy, he was a serial deleter. That's what he was. And he would terrorize the victims before he would go there and do it through the phone. And that's what the recording was. It was very disturbing. So what happened? They through DNA, somebody in the family did a DNA test for ancestry, and they were able to find out who the DNA was, and they tracked the guy down. And he was a 70-year-old man, and they found the serial deleter, the murderer. Yeah, a serial wiener. Yes. Todd says, I live in an area where at night everything gets amplified and is more loud than during the daytime. Yeah, that sounds like the opposite. It should go down as the night goes on. It should be going down. And all right, so now we have hammering. Yeah, and as I said, there's no light without dark. And so that, rolling, circling back to the concept that's why everything would be boring if everything was great all the time. Sounds like a college area. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. My friend Marie, she was telling me at her college there was so much like a park, there's dogs, there's people everywhere. And yeah, so that and I know that colleges, I've never been to college myself, but this colleges can sound very hectic. Duke says it's very quiet all the time where I live. I am still getting used to not hearing the city. Oh yeah, yeah. You'd be getting used to going through something like that. All right, the ship's prepared. Now, where I am, it is in the city, but on the outskirts, and it can get pretty quiet. and that is something that I like. It can be quiet out here, and also sometimes it could be noisy. It depends. But yeah, the dead silence, I could see it's getting something used to. Remember when I was, we would sometimes evacuate to Mississippi as a place to go for hurricanes, and also what we would do is with the hurricanes, we would go and in Mississippi, being more specific here, it was Columbia, Mississippi. It had red clay. It was kind of different than it is down here with the black clay. I mean, the black soil. So that is where we would go. And it was a country area, so it was very quiet, dead silent. Also, during the outages, it could be kind of like that, like this dead silence. So I can relate to what you mean, Duke. Grandparents had this big office type building. Oh, and Todd says, Lauren, that's funny. I don't live near a college community. I live near Broadman, Ohio, a suburb of Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown State University is about 20 miles away. And Duke says I would consider that near. Scared. Yeah, and also like for instance, I want to just so yeah, the Mississippi was fun. Now in 2005, 20 years ago, this August, it was Hurricane Katrina happened, and this is how I got to where I am right now in this area, this spot where you all see me in this house. So we went to Florida temporarily, and then went to Mississippi inside the campground. It was I remember the smell of campfire. I will never forget it. And I remember the Pearl River. We were trying to fish, but what happened with the fish was the fish were really smart, and they would dissect the hook, and they would get the bait off the hook, and they would just leave and not catch any fish. So yeah, I had good memories of Mississippi in the country. I liked it. Yeah. So, summary about the trials. It is up in the air when Monica starts. It allegedly starts tomorrow. Maybe some people said Friday. Some people say it's April 1st. But I remember the judge saying it would have been a week from the time that we had the trial. It would be a week from that point. And then they had this other trial where back in April you had that. And then these two other trials that are new, a doctor murder trial, and then you had this other one with Linda was accused of murdering her husband in this brutal way, and there's a fire involved. And you had the jury asking questions, which is something I don't see often. And you had this other situation where you had these witnesses come up today. A couple of witnesses that said some pretty interesting things. You had the 911 calls that were chilling, and if she was faking that, she needs an Oscar, and she was getting emotional. So yeah, you have, and it's up in the air right now what we all think of these trials. We have to wait as the days go on to make a decision, and I'll make my decision. And hey, we all may disagree on the decision. So that the trials, not the most news, but I remember I was telling Super D about Telus, and he didn't like being of he didn't like his height, so he wore height boosters in his shoes. And this man took his whole shoe off and showed everybody. It's like no one wants to smell that. Like no one wants to see that either. And he was saying that he was not the guy there; it was somebody else. But all the evidence was in his house. The with the scissors, with the Timu scissors, with the Timu hat. Everybody was scared. And then we were talking about the Daybells. So I was watching Lori Daybell's interview, and she just believes that she didn't do anything wrong, and everybody else is the ones that are crazy. And she looks really terrible. Like You know, the the prison is consuming her, thankfully. And Duke says, "Me and that Christmas tree." All right, I'll tell you a story about the Christmas tree. Listen closely, Duke. Okay, so that was my introduction. So the Christmas tree in the house. Why are they there? Alien spaceship. It's March. You have a Christmas tree. Christmas is over. Are you trying to be Red Rover? Rolling over in a red wagon. That is not true. The Christmas tree comes from long ago. There's a cat that liked it, and that's faux show. The cat would get scared without it. I got these verses to lay. I'm all about it. If I see my ladies and my bros, I'll go shout it with a shout out. So the lights blinking in the background help illuminate the night. It's a nice way to make the dark room bright. And then the lights have been blinking since 2012, right here in 2011. Boy, isn't that a sight. And there's another one over, there's one right there, and there's one way over there across the room. They illuminate the room Christmas all year long, although Halloween's my favorite holiday. I guess I live in a nightmare before Christmas, and you know what? That's okay. All the haters bawling on me, I don't play. And the reason was for a cat, and also it lights up the night and it looks nice. I live in eternal Christmas and Halloween at once. I guess I have said that more than once. So there you go. If you need any further explanation, Duke, I could show you some more. I could drop some more verses. Lauren says, I like the jury being able to ask questions. I'd want to ask so many questions. Forget the attorney, lol. The jury gets to make the decision. Give me evidence and let me go. That is the truth, what everybody should know. I remember, now sometimes, like, when I wake up, and I'll wake up and watch a trial, and sometimes I lurk, because I'm on the phone, and when you and I both come in at different times, Lauren, as it happens to you also, and also Todd over at Smoke and Scan and Duke at ABL, basically, you know, we're the cool kids. So anytime we all come into the respective chats that we're in, everybody starts, you know, giving us a shout out. And I give y'all shout outs when I see y'all in chat. So I'm one of them as well. And y'all give me shout outs too. And also, so what we are doing is that on the phone, to type in everybody, like when I get up, it just doesn't completely, it's not practical on the computer, which I can type everybody on the phone. I would prefer, since I'm going to go to the computer anyway, I go to the computer and then talk to y'all. But sometimes I'm on my phone and I talk to y'all and I tag everybody on my phone. It takes a little bit longer, but I could still get it done, get her done. But I watch for a little while and lurk, and then I go to the computer. So I go and I see the dude on the stand with the glasses and his little suit, and he's talking about his take on things and the fire experts and stuff like that. And I thought that was pretty cool to happen. And I'm glad that 666, he gave his take on the trial, the clown show the other day. So, Duke, there is this trial the other day where the woman was found not guilty, and people disagree with the verdict. But the defense attorneys completely were Timu, and they act like clowns, like I said before. All right, so I told Lauren this the other day. They were all standing up, huddled with each other. It's good to comfort your client and be there for them. Like for instance, Brian Steele's a gentleman and a scholar in his team. He's fine. Many attorneys, even if I disagreed with them or their client, were very cool. And basically, that they're huddled like clowns, Duke and Todd and everybody else. And then when the thing was found not guilty, they're acting like they won the Super Bowl, the Timu lottery, the Timu spin wheel. They acted like they got their first blow up doll in the mail that didn't get stolen. They're acting like you know the AliExpress order came in for their drop shipping business for the first time and they didn't get scammed. That's what they're acting like. So that was some cringe. And he also took shot at us, the trial watchers, as well. Todd said the Storm Prediction Center has Sunday as a peak day of severe weather outbreaks. 60 million people are warned areas from Ohio to Texas over to Mississippi. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. And then you got Duke who says people are freaking retarded. Absolutely. Facts. Trials can be weird and tricky. Yes, Todd, thank you for the balance with that. Yes, definitely. Now, I have some more beaches to show, but something I want to say is that speaking of baseball that we are talking about yesterday, I feel this conflict between. I have a conflict between the East and West Coast, between New York, the Yankees, and the Dodgers, because there's a lot of people. I'd say there's more people I know from the West Coast than the East Coast and the Yankees, where the Yankees are. But I do have some really cool people I know from the East Coast, and I like both teams. But as I said, I like both teams, but it's conflicting between the two coasts that I have. And I like the Dodgers because where I am, there's no Major League Baseball. They also the baby cakes they're not here anymore, and the Zephyrs aren't here. So I'll take the identity of some other teams. So yeah, the Dodgers and then the New York Yankees. Those two that are my top two that I like. So it makes it more simple, but also at the same time it would be conflicting. Like say somebody's like, "Am I a fan of this or that?" And it's like it'd be difficult to choose one. I base it off my YouTube experiences. Duke says there's a retard finder account on X. It's absolutely hilarious. Oh, I gotta look that one up. And I think with everything, with competition, with people doing stuff like that, in sports or with anything, it's interesting. It makes it more fun. And nothing is great if you always win. Like for instance, there's this Twilight Zone episode where they were talking about this dude passed. He was robbing somewhere and he passed away, and he went to the afterlife, and he was like in heaven. He had all these women, and he could play gambling, and Pip, the angel, was his guide and helping him out have a good time. And he won every game. He got every single woman he wanted, and he was very bored. And the dude just told him what does he want, and he'll give it to him. And then what happened next was, eventually he realized that he needed to go check the records. And he checked the records, and he did all kinds of evil things throughout his life, and he doesn't know why he's in heaven. And the dude's like, yeah, that's something. And then he said there were some teachers down where they were. It was probably interesting. And he realizes later that he wanted to go to the other place, but the dude was like, "You're already there." And it was like, they got him. They got him. And so that is like the concept of parable about this episode applies to life. That it's if everything was just like what Lauren said, everything was the same all the time, it wouldn't be good. Oh my goodness. The Myanmar earthquake just upgraded to 7.9. Oh, that is insane. Now, one thing about sports, my uncle, he played tennis. And Lauren, do you think tennis is a sport that you like? I know you're into golf, but what do you think of tennis? I'm just curious. Anybody else? I've been on a tennis court before and I've played something like that, but I've not done anything serious with that. All right. Yeah, so prayers to those people that it's that earthquake sounds, earthquakes can be very deadly. I remember there was an earthquake in Japan, and that was a very hectic, earthquake they had over there last year. Duke says he played some tennis when he was a kid. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and yeah, so basically, I think Todd's saying now reports are surfacing of catastrophic damage because of the Myanmar earthquake. The quake was the quake was felt strongly in Bangkok, if I said that right, Thailand. Oh wow, in Thailand. Oh, this thing's going all over the place. Thank you for keeping us posted, Todd. I appreciate it. All right, now I'm gonna go explore this cave. Or go in here somewhere. Going to rave in the cave. Facts. All right. Try to find the exit here. The OC scanner on X Twitter has a video of the quake. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's something certainly I'd like to see. Although it's very traumatic. Yeah, it's shaking all over the world, and then you're having the other problem with the storms. It's like the whole world's gonna be falling apart. All right, now we're going into this cave. We're going in here. Facts. The end is nigh. Yes. All right. Here we go. Steve Lochner of Agenda Free is now live on YouTube about the earthquake. Okay, for those that are interested in that, y'all could check it out. Todd, you could post the link. You could post the link in the chat. I would appreciate it. All right, so now we're attacking this giant scorpion. Giant scorpion. Oh, we didn't delete him? Oh, okay. Oh, we did. If you're able to post a link, Todd. But he put the channel name in there, so that's good. If y'all could look up the channel name, that's fine too. Oh, now we got the pew pew facts. Yes, yeah, so this is the lava cave, and also chat. So what I'm doing now, I'm talking about some kind of random stuff and different things because there's not. I talk with the trial news, like kind of like y'all said before, heard me before, and now it's kind of gaming and talking about different, random things. Later, I might pull up some pages, might look up some things. Yeah, the mods can post links. I know, but he might be on a phone or something where it might be a little bit more tedious. Oh, he did it. Oh, good. All right. So yeah, Duke, y'all anybody go look at that. It's fine. Thank you, Todd, for the information. The agenda free link was posted. All right. Thank you, Todd. The undead slashers were defeated. Okay. All right. So you have this darkened cave right here as you go through the different places. Is Lauren still here? I don't know. Maybe something came up and she may have had to go, or maybe she's lurking or doing something. I don't know. A shout out to her though. Cool people. All right, now we're taking out another grenader. Okay, Duke, thank you. Yeah, and basically, basically what happened was, okay, so we have the slashers defeated, and now we have this. We're going to be going. Well, that is true. That's something that could have been occurred. Oh, the dragons. Now, I've talked about dragons in this channel. I think that dragons could exist, just hypothetically. I think that's true. All right, 3 of 14 grenadiers defeated. All right. I wonder if Ryan Hall will do one of his lives. All right, so we got some more right here. In a few or so, I will be showing some pictures of some more beaches that we discovered. And if, you know, Lauren, I'll show her another time if she wasn't here. And whoever else is in here right now as well, we will also show them too. All right. Sometimes people have stuff and things come up. Sometimes a dragon can come in the yard or something. Sometimes people are just listening and lurking and doing something else. It depends. All right, here we go. I'm gonna take that. All right, we're fighting this with it's a blaster. It's kind of like a shotgun type thing. All right, we're having this battle with the undead right here. Scared. All right, some gold. Let's see some other stuff here. Oh, something else I want to mention is that inflation is happening, and it's causing the precious metals to go up. So that's something very interesting because the economy is going downhill, and the tariffs and stuff are going on. So yeah, the precious metals are going up. That's something interesting that I was seeing. And there's a lot of tariff wars and people are panicking. It's really crazy times we're living in. Even the weather's revolting. fighting this pirate to the bring. All right. A bit more through this cave, and then we'll go to the other side. Scared. And last night was a really epic stream. Really cool. We've already been streaming for over an hour, by the way. So it's pretty cool that we've been streaming for that long. Now I think it's safe to say we're going to just take the sword out at this point and go, yeah, yeah. Alright. We're attacking. Here we go. Oh, they got me. Good. They knocked me out cold. I didn't even see that coming. You know, there's a lot of Ivans in the world. And there'll be Ivans sometimes I'll encounter in different chat rooms. As by the way, Duke knows what I'm talking about. It's this caller on the show that acts like a goof. You know, there's a lot of those type of people out there. Okay, we're going to take out these grunts. Yeah, so these are a bunch of Ivans in this cave right here we're talking to. Right here. You know, and also sometimes you have these, you know, these grotesque trolls in this game even. There was a story one time where we had people try to hijack my ship in the game, and they ruined the game for everybody. I didn't like that at all. That's why a lot of people don't make their ships public anymore. Bunch of crazy people. Duke says, I've been watching ABL for a very long time. Chat has changed a lot. I agree with you, Duke. I do. I agree. And the last time we were there, there's some kind of creepy people in there. Some like trolls and stuff. Very, you know, disturbing. Yeah. I've been there, you know, you've been there before I have. I've been there. I went to Smoke and Scan and the other one in 2020, ABL in 2020. Todd says 6 million people with 10 miles of the earthquake. Casualties are expected. The quake was felt as far as 110 miles away from the center. Oh my goodness. This is insane. On top of that, we're going to have a problem with the other thing. you're gonna have the problem with the storms over here. It looks like the whole Earth is revolting. Scared. Freaking frog moron from Tim Cast was in the chat like last Saturday. I like Sheree banned him. He's a moron. Yeah, shout out to Sheree, the greatest mod on the internets. And yeah, I'm glad that she did that. She's very good at that. Oh, this red stuff looks really cool. This must be an improvement that they just did. I remember it being this red looking. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's an interesting sight. I used to be the greatest mod, but I've failed. Hilarious. And also, you gotta remember that, Duke, I think that you are one of the greatest mods. Now, Sheree's title, it's like her title, the greatest mod on the internets. That is like her title. You know, and she does an excellent job. And Duke, I think that you are also the greatest mod too, contrary to what you think. And you gotta remember, failure is the greatest teacher, and mistakes are made, but you still are here with us, and you persevered forward. So that's something really cool about you. I'm going to post this right here. Okay. Now I want to go to the internet and see what we could find about these earthquakes and see what articles I could read about it. Duke said, I used to be a mod in a bunch of chats. It's not fun anymore. Well, go and shut the front door. All the haters are just a bunch of bores. If it's not fun anymore, I can understand. I'm glad you're in here. You're part of the band. All these haters are going to get capped and get canned and banned. Damn. All right. So basically, we're going to look up the earthquakes. All right. Alrighty. Here we are. It was the first one in Hawaii. All right, so basically, there is one right now over there. We're going to zoom in. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, come on. Yeah, so it's spread all over the Asian region. It's 6.4, 18 kilometers of Sag Ang Myanmar. Orange pager. Wow. Okay, so that's where it is. And it's spread all over the place. Well, so this earthquake certainly had a domino effect right there. Okay, and it's spread all over into the other parts of Asia. Wow, that is very sad. And a lot of these people have poor, pitiful places they live in, and they live in little mud huts and stuff. So yeah, it's very devastating. Oh yeah, and I want to make clear because we said it was like 7.9, but the other one that he's talking about has an aftershock to it. All right, so that's so y'all can see it better a little bit. All right, yeah, so there you go. Yeah, you see right there where the orange dot is. That is where that earthquake happened, and then it spread. The shock waves are felt all over Asia. You know, in that little region of Asia, Laos, Thailand, and the surrounding regions. That's crazy. Wow. Also, it says in Hawaii there was a 2.4, 2.7. All right, so Hawaii had one also. All right, good morning, Silver Fox. All right, so hello, Silver Fox. We are observing earthquakes right now, and there was one in Myanmar, and the shockwave was felt all the way to Thailand, so 100-mile radius all the way into Asia. And now there's also an earthquake that is that hit Hawaii. You know, they show this map of it, and also Silver. I hope that you're having a nice weekend, a nice day, and it was nice chatting with you the other day as well. All right, so you have that orange dot right there. That is where the earthquake took place, and it was a 7.9, and it spread all the way down into Thailand and Laos, and it was felt all the way 100-mile radius, and it looks like a bomb went off. Yes, Silver. Yes, thank you. It's very devastating. Also, 60 million people in the United States going from Ohio to Texas on Sunday will be experiencing a very bad storm, allegedly. So it looks like the whole earth is revolting. Yeah, in Hawaii also. So yeah, that is the just showing all the gauges about it. The aftershock was 6.4. Also, we're going to go. You're just waking up to this news. Oh, okay. Hawaii's 2.7 aftershock. That happened also. All right. So we looked at that. All right, I'll read you what's going on. All right. Strong 7.3 magnitude earthquake shakes Thai capital of Bangkok, which I'm probably saying it wrong, or Bangkok. I don't know how it's said. No immediate reports of damage, but actually, from what Todd said on Twitter, there's video and it looks like a bomb went off. Strong 7.3 magnitude earthquake shakes Thai capital, Bangkok. No immediate reports of damage. Building collapses in Bangkok after powerful earthquake rocks Thailand and Myanmar. Wow. Bangkok, a high rise building under construction. Yeah, Duke, I got a mind, don't I? I got a dirty mind, don't I? Yeah, shout out to Duke and myself in chat. A high rise building under construction of either Bangkok or Bangkok collapsed after a 7.7 to 7.79 magnitude earthquake rocked Thailand and neighboring Myanmar midday on Friday. Police said impossible casualties are not yet known. Well, thank you, Silver. I'm glad that you heard it from us first. And you're welcome. And also, a special thank you also to Todd for providing us with the updates. Glad that we have him on the spaceship. A dramatic circulated on social media showed the multi-story building with a crane on top of the collapsing into a cloud of dust, while onlookers screamed and ran. Police told the Associated Press they were responding to the scene near Bangkok's popular Chot Chakok. What's wrong with this dirty alien host you got here? What you got a Timu host? That's what y'all have. All right, Chot U Chalk Market, and had no immediate information on how many workers were at the site at the time of the collapse. Scared. I'm still gonna blame China. All right, dude. Thanks. Well, that's not the window I was trying to show, but it have to be on this application. Okay. Ah, nice. Oh, righty. We're gonna get into that in a moment. Yes. I'll read this a little thing, and we're gonna get into that also. A dramatic video circulated through social media showed a multi-story building. Todd, I'm going to pin it. If I okay, I'm going to pin this, and in a moment we're going to read it. A high-rise building under construction in Bangkok collapsed after a 7.7 magnitude earthquake rocked Thailand and neighboring Myanmar. Monday on Friday, police said possible casualties are not yet known. A dramatic video circulated on social media showed the multi story building with a crane on top of it collapsing into a cloud of dust while onlookers screamed. Police told the Associated Press they were responding to the scene near Bangkok's popular Chot Yu Chok. Okay, Chot Yu Chok market and had no immediate information on how many workers were on the site at the time of the collapse. Midday temblor was followed by a strong 6.4 magnitude aftershock, and people in Bangkok evacuated from their buildings were cautioned to stay outside in case there were more. The U.S. Geological Survey and Germany's GFZ Center for Geosciences said the earthquake was shallow, 10 kilometers, 6.2 miles, with an epicenter in Myanmar, according to preliminary reports. Water from the high rise rooftops pools in Bangkok sloshed like slushies over the side as they shook and the debris fell from many buildings. Prime Minister Payton Garn Shinawatra called an emergency meeting to assess the impact of the quake. The greater Bangkok area is home to more than 17 million people, many of whom live in high rise apartments. Alarms went off in the buildings as the earthquake hit around 1:30 p.m. and startled the residents were evacuated down the staircase of high-rise condominiums and hotels in densely populated central Bangkok. They remained in the streets seeking shade from the midday sun in the minutes after the quake. All right, in a moment we're about to put up the other website. All right. Thailand's Department of Disaster Prevention said the quake was felt in almost all regions of the country. The epicenter of the earthquake was in central Myanmar, about 50 kilometers, 30 miles east of the city of Monyowa, the capital of Nay Pai Itwa Tao. The quake damaged religious shrines. Well, that's unfortunate. Shout out to the religious shrines. Probably a bunch, Buddhist statues and probably Christian stuff too. But any religious, shrines being ruined is really sad. Sending parts toppling to the ground in some homes. Further reports of damage were not immediately available from Myanmar, which is embroidered in civil war. Well, on top of that, they have a civil war, so that doesn't really help the situation. Now I'll see for the independent 7.7 magnitude rocks Myanmar as tremors felt in Thailand. All right, so it's going all the way to Thailand. A massive earthquake, 7.7 magnitude, struck Myanmar on Friday with the earthquake's strong tremors. Latina, I was thinking about you. It's so great to see you in chat. Shout out to you. And right now I am reading. Right now I am reading the information. Some breaking news happened, Latina. The earthquake earthquake happened in Asia over in this part of Asia, and then it spread all over to Thailand. Yes, Latina, I have acquired an alien beard because I do shift the beard styles here and there. And also for now, it may change soon or maybe not soon. It may depend. But yes, I have the alien mustache right now. Yeah. And also what we're doing is, and I'll tell you the name of it because the name's kind of goofy, and I say these names very hilariously. All right. So it is, well, actually, it's up here, technically. Well, I'm going to just save this spot that I have right here. What to do? Close that out. All right, it's up here. Okay, I say this hilarious, Latina. It is, I say bang, I was kept on saying Bangkok. I look like the twin bad guy from Star Trek, the original. Oh, thank you, thank you. But as I said, I've had the beard for a while now, and I usually rotate the look. So it might change soon, it might not, but I'm just letting y'all know it could shift. But yes, I've had this beard for quite a while. And we have another great mod in the chat, Latina, a very great mod as well. So, and GJ, bro, shout out to you. So I say Bangkok, but it's probably pronounced Bangkok. I don't know what it's called. It's Bangkok. Latina, I feel I sent you a telepathic message as I kept really focusing. I'm like, I really want her in here. And here she is. And also is the location is called Bangkok or Bangkok, in Myanmar is the location. So the broader location is Myanmar. And so Myanmar is the location, and then like inside of Myanmar, it's Bangkok or Bangkok. All right, and then we got Todd. He said Myanmar, the old country formerly known as Burma. Latina, you don't like spring forward hours. Duke said it's pronounced Bangkok. Yeah, thanks for the info, Todd. We're going to post another thing that he said. And I'm going to read a little piece right here. And also, I'll be live 7 p.m. Central on Friday, Friday night. All right, so I'm gonna read some more about what happened in Thailand, and I'm going to show you all the weather information that Todd sent me in the chat, and I'm going to show Latina the map again. Burmese python, I know what that is. Yes. A massive earthquake of 7.7 magnitude struck Myanmar on Friday with equal strong tremors rocking the neighboring Southeast Asian country of Thailand. The quake struck at a depth of 10 kilometers, about 17.2 km from the city of Mandalay in Myanmar, which has a population of 1.2 million people. According to the United States Geological Survey, USGS, 4:14 a.m. Eastern. Wow. Well, thank you for staying up with us, Todd. In a moment, I'm about to read that weather report you sent me. Also, there was no immediate report on casualties from Myanmar on the damage after the quake, but the strong jolts forced hundreds of people in the Thai capital of Bangkok to rush out the building in panic. The quake was forceful enough to send water sloshing out of pools. A high rise building under construction collapsed due to the earthquake in Bangkok. The police said, adding that the police casualties were not immediately known. All right, here we got on X a skyscraper collapsing. All right, we're going to go. I'm going to play this. We're going to put me over here for a moment so y'all could see this. All right. That whole area is a asshole of the world, or at least next to it. Scared. Thank you, Latina. I'm glad that you like my ET beanie. Thank you. Shout out to Mary Toodles. She gifted it to me. I'm fighting the alien revolution. All right, look at this. You see, that's the earthquake. It's rocking and shaking. Oh, wow, that is horrible. Look at that going down. That is horrible. That is absolute. It's like 9/11. Wow. You know, that is traumatic. It looks like a bomb went off. Scared. Scared. I'll say this: fair use. Rada, rada, rada. All right. So, yeah, I think it's completely horrible, like 9/11. And the earthquake, that is terrible that those people are experiencing that. That is just very scary. Oh, it actually stinks. Okay. Well, all right. Well, yeah, that is the smoke cloud from over there. Myanmar's fire service department said, "We have started the search and going around Yangon to check for casualties and damage so far. We have no information yet. The country is currently in the midst of a bloody civil war which ensued the following military's coup in February 2021. Hello, Marcia. Good to see you, friend. DJ said that he lives by the ocean and it does stink and he doesn't like it. Scared. Latina, I want to say I hope you've been doing well, and I'm glad that you're here with us. And yeah, this is a very amazing surprise. Today, some things happened. I had a good day, but there's a part of it that I wasn't a big fan of. So, this is like a prayer answered. A gift from God right here, Latina. I always appreciate her insight. Weapons of mass destruction is a what I saw someone said Trump has uncovered documents of our government has been doing with money. Ah, well, okay. I'm glad to know that. Well, thank you. Doge and them have been finding a lot of information. It seems, allegedly, apparently, and I've seen it. Look, I've seen it on the ABO. Like he's shown transparently. He'll show these. They'll show videos. These government offices are doing nothing. So that's I really appreciate that information. All right. Social media posts from the city show that. I think I read that. Okay, now we're going to go powerful earthquake jolts Myanmar and Thailand. So you see this map right here. I don't know if they could see the map because I'm covering it probably. All right, I don't know what we're going to do about this. We're going to put alien spaceship over here. All right, so we're going to put him up here. All right, there we go. Just kind of move it around like musical chairs. Well, Duke, congratulations for your Timu fart. Or Timu fart. Fought, as they say in the hood. Fought. Alright, powerful earthquake jolts Myanmar and Thailand. Alright, so Mandalay. Alright, that's Mandalay. Right here. And also, you have that right there. And you have Laos, and you have Thailand, you have all these different places, and they're being affected by the earthquake. And it was a 7.7 to 7.9, and Todd said it was a 4.6 magnitude aftershock earthquake just hit the same area. Oh, good. They're not getting any break. Oh my goodness. The ground in Myanmar reportedly vibrated violently for around half a minute before settling in. The Thailand tourist city of Chiang Mai, a resident told FP News Agency, quote, I heard it and I was sleeping. Oh, okay. Uh, I'll get to this part. So I have to read this again. Okay, okay, let's get this straight. The ground of Myanmar reportedly vibrated violently for around half a minute before settling. The Thai tourist city of Chiang Mai residents told the AFP news agency, I heard it and I was sleeping in the house and I ran as far as I could in my pajamas out of the building. Thailand's Prime Minister Pati Patian Tyron. Okay, let's do this again. Pate Tung Tarn Shinawarta said she had interrupted an official visit in the southern island of Phuket to hold an urgent meeting after the earthquake. The Thai Department of Disaster Prevention said earthquake was felt almost of all parts of the country. The tremors were also felt in Laos and China, on the eastern side of Myanmar, and parts of India. Yeah, that's just wild what this earthquake did. And we're about to show you the weather report in a moment. All right, and Latina says, "Thank you, alien spaceship. I'm just imperfect human. We never fail to fall short sometimes. I'm a blessing. I try to be." Yeah, Latina. No one's perfect, Latina, and we all make mistakes and flaws, and that's okay. Like I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, and but as I said, overall, you know, you are here. All right, my internet went out for a second. My connection went out for a moment, but here I am. So, Latina, as I was trying to tell you before, we all are imperfect. We all have things that we do that are wrong, but I'm glad that you're here. And it's very important. And overall, you're a good person. And as I said, you are a blessing. But as I said, it's okay that we all have our own flaws. It's all right. And you're here, you're part of the mod team. And as I said, I was saying earlier, Latina, there's no light without dark. And, like Lauren was saying before, everybody, people could have quarrels and disagreements. And if everybody always agreed on the same thing, it would be boring. So, as I said, it's part of life. There's a yin and a yang. And today, as I said, there are some parts that I wasn't the biggest fan of. So, I am glad to be back, have you here with us. All right. And also, I want to put myself back over here. And we'll be reading some different things. We'll read some stuff. As I said, I was just thinking in my head. I was thinking I wanted Latina to come through, and she did. So I have telepathic powers because of my alien vampire skills. I have. All right. Let's see. Now it could buffer again, possibly, but here we go. All right. So here we go. Here is from Todd. We have some weather information. All right. This is how the thing is going to go. Day 6, day 8. All right, so that's the weather pattern that's going to happen. Potential to low. All right, there's a 15% of severe weather in that region in the center. Look at day 6. Let's see. Okay. Day 4 to 8. All right, Duke, I'm back. I'm back now. It buffered for a second, but here I am. It's just that the thing had to get used to the page data might be using a lot of information. That's why it was doing that. But here I'll read some information. All right, medium range. The global models have come into reasonable agreement with respect to the most recent run, signaling toward heightened severe risk of the upcoming weekend across central portions of the country. Days 4 to 5, locally strong storms. Well, let's go to 6. So let's go to day 6. That's what Todd said to do. Okay. Day 6. By early Saturday, day 6, height falls associated with a strengthening trough moving across the intermountain west should begin to spread into the plains, with a trough itself currently expected to reach the high plains. This will result in an eastward central plain state, though the evening overnight with a moistening prefrontal boundary layer ahead of the advancing system, and increased flow afloat over the overall setup will favor increasing severe potential with all hazards possible. Day 7, eastward advance to the synoptic scale featuring will continue along with some continued strengthening with continued destabilization, along with increased deep layer flowing. A broad area of severe risk seems likely to evolve centered over the mid and lower Mississippi, lower Ohio, Tennessee valleys. Again, all severe weather hazards would be possible Monday. The primary focus for the connective potential will shift east of the Appalachians. Here, weaker low level moisture with less robust destabilization potential is expected at this time. Therefore, while severe risk may evolve, thermodynamic certainly precludes an initiation of a risk area for day 8 Monday. Thank you, Todd, for that information. Thank you, Todd. All right, here's the update. Magnitude 7.7 to 7.9 earthquake affected countries Bangladesh, India, Laos, Myanmar, which is also Burma, Thailand, and China. Yes, I'll go to Ryan Hall, y'all, this weekend. I'll be looking forward to it. Yeah, it's impacting the whole world. Everybody knows about it. All right. Also, what we have here is all right. So let's see some pictures of this earthquake. Any other images that have come out about it? And Thailand. All right, Todd. You have a good night. Thank you for coming. All right. So this is 49 minutes ago. Here's the earthquake causing a problem right there. Yeah. Good night, Todd. Peace. Yeah. It's some crazy stuff going on. Crazy stuff. All right. And now, so I'm going to read an article. You know, Latina loves when I do those. We're going to do that. And let's see. So right here. All right. So we're going to talk about this. Okay. Go here. Something I've been wanting to do for a couple of months, but we just didn't get around to do it. 19. Let's go 19. All right. there. Okay. Speaking of Todd's, let's see. Going here. All right. All right, so we're going to talk about an actor that passed away last year. In this little article, we'll talk about him. It's a from the Night of the Living Dead. He passed away, and I'll read about the article about him, like about his life and stuff like that. And to answer Latina's question, Alien, did ABL talk our government having weapons that can cause these earth shakes, allegedly, supposedly? ABL has he one time showed a device that could maybe manipulate weather one time, but he has not really touched on it too much. Not into the how you would think it would be done. But yes, he did talk about one thing one time. It was this device that could cause clouds and the weather problems allegedly, but not that much. It was just one thing, but not the earthquakes though. Not the earthquakes. All right, and I may get pronunciations wrong because I have Timu of pronunciation skills, but here we go. Anthony Trine Todd, December 4, 1954 to November 6, 2024, was an American actor known for his distinctly deep and gravely voice. He is best known for playing the title character in Candyman film series in 1992 and 2021, and William Budworth in the Final Destination franchise, 2000 to 2025. For the former, he was nominated at the Critics' Choice and Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. Todd's films include Platoon 1986, Night of the Living Dead 1990, The Crow, which that movie was interesting, 1994, The Rock 1996, Wishmaster 1997, Hatchet Minotaur, both 2006, The Man from Earth, 2007, Frankenstein 2015, Death House 2017, and Hell Feast 2018. On television, he played Kern in Star Trek in 2018. The Next Generation, Star Trek The Next Generation, 1990-1991, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, 1996, and appeared in the MTV series Scream 2019. Todd was a prolific voice actor, notably voicing Fort Gaunt in the Half-Life series of games Fallen and Michael Bay's Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. He was in that movie too? I didn't know that. Oh, he was voicing. All right, I gotta look up which one of these Transformers he was. I gotta go visualize this again. Yeah, I know exactly what that is. Yeah, I know what that is. In the Half-Life series of the games of the Fallen of Michael Bay's Transformers Revenge of the Fallen 2009, Zoom and Flash 2014 to 2023, Dark Seed and DC Animated Movie Universe 2015 to 2020, and Venom. In 2023 video game Marvel Spider-Man 2, for the latter, he received a British Academy Games Award nomination. One of Todd's final roles was the Locust in 2024, the video game. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which received critical acclaim. Yeah, Latina, you remember that. That was fun. And you're the one that told me about that movie. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was extremely fun to do a review about and watch. I watched it a couple of times actually, and it's very very good. In Latina, since we've talked last, it snowed here in January, and like it snowed here in the past sometimes, but I woke up and I saw white reflection, and I saw the snow, piles of it, tons of it, you know, and I was just mind blown, and it was like a winter wonderland. So, and I don't know if you saw it. I did a live stream about it, and it was fun. And my phone went out because of the cold. The chat thought the space yetis got me. And Candyman was too scary. Todd was born in December 4, 1954, in Washington, D.C., the son of Evta Lyons Geither. He grew up in Hartford, Connecticut, attending local schools, including Hartford Public High School. He was also an alumni of the Artist Collective Incorporated. Todd attended the University of Connecticut and then went to Sunday Theater at the Tony Award winning Eugene O'Neill National Actors Theater Institute. And the Trinity Repertory Company in the Providence, Rhode Island. Tony has one living brother, Isaiah Lyons, and one living sister, Monique Dupre. Todd appeared in more than 100 theatrical and television films and played the opposite many major Hollywood stars. His film credits include Platoon 1986, Night of the Living Dead 1990, Candyman 1992, and I've read this before, but read it again. The Crow 1994, The Rock 1996, Wishmaster 1997, The Final Destination series 2000 to 2025. That's a long time. Min Otar 2006, and The Beg 2010. Todd was the voice in we read that. The voice in The Fallen and Transformers Revenge of the Fallen 2009, and was also the Rel Dowdell film Changing the Game. Todd was a special guest of the weekend of Horror Creation Entertainment on May 23, 2010. The Screamfest LA, Todd portrayed Reverend Zombie in Hatchet 2, which released in a limited number of theaters on October 1, 2010. That's the same year that Social Network came out. His signature baritone voice narration several works, including the 2021 documentary Invisible, threads from Wireless to War, Todd returned as William Bloodworth when he filmed The Final Destination Bloodlines in 2024. Broadway. Todd has acted on all of Broadway. Scared. Among his many roles are Wilson's King Hedley II, Otho Fugard's The Captain's Tiger, for which he received the Helen Hayes nomination. Others including No Place to Be Somebody, Les Blank's Playboy, Of the West Indies, Othello, Zooman, and The Sign. Award-winning playwright Keith Glover's Dark Paradise, Ida on Broadway, and Levi James for the Eugene O'Neill Playwrights Conference and the New Dramatist Guild. Latinus' Final Destination, too scary for me to watch, too, but I did watch it. I think I'd rather not have seen it, though. It's like you saw it, but you didn't want to see it, but you saw it anyway. Scared. Todd's other television appearances include a reoccurring role on Boston Public and guest appearances on Law and Order, Homicide: Life on the Streets, Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, Xena Warrior Princess, and Sarah Crop's The X Files, Smallville, Psych, Angel 24, Charmed, Stargate, SG 1, Andromeda, Criminal Minds, 21 Jump Street. He was in 21 Jump Street also, and Chuck. Todd is one of the few actors to have portrayed two different speaking roles on 24. He was initially cast as Detective Michael Norris in season 3, and 4 years later as General Benjamin Juma in both 24 Redemption and season 7. He also played a major role in the Babylon 5 TV film A Call to Arms. He portrayed several characters in Star Trek universe, Worf's brother Kern in Star Trek The Next Generation, in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, an adult Jake Sisko, the episode The Visitor, the Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and the Alpha Herogen, an episode Prey, and Star Trek Voyager. In 2017, Todd returned to the world of Star Trek as a General Rodek in the MMORPG's game Star Trek Online. Todd also provided the voices of the Deception Dreadwig on Transformers Prime and Icon of Young Justice. In 2015, Todd was cast as the disguised voice of Zoom, betrayed by Teddy Sears when undisguised in the second season of The Flash. Todd would later reprise his role in the fifth season episode What's the Past in Prologue and Godspeed, though later featured archive audio of Todd instead and returned to the role one last time for the series finale, A New World Part 4. On October 12, 2018, it was confirmed by Bloody Disgusting that Todd would star in the reoccurring role in Scream Reconstruction in the third season of the slasher television series Scream. The season premiered on VH1 on July 8, 2019. Todd played the title character in Black December Inc. in 2016 audio drama adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula. That is so cool. And also, speaking of Dracula, Latina, yesterday I streamed all the way. This time, I don't know if I'm going to stream that late this time, but I streamed all the way until 7 in the morning. I've been doing that lately, Latina. I've been doing it like there's some new people here I got from my trial chat, the Law and Crime Friends. I've been bringing tons of people from there to the channel, and they join in a lot. And Rebecca, someone you haven't met yet, and I was talking to her about the different things. And at the time, I was playing the game, but I was talking about different stuff like this. And then the sun came up, and I was playing it all the way into the morning. Then people were waking up and seeing it. And yesterday, I went to 7 in the morning, and it was very cool. And I saw Super D. He came in here. I haven't seen him in 4 months. And I was telling him that I saw Nosferatu, the new movie, but he said he didn't see it because they didn't release it in his country. But that's where the movie came from, his country. That's ridiculous they didn't release it over there. And I had a good conversation with him. I had good talks with him and all the people waking up and going, "Are you still alive, alien, all this time?" Yeah, so I've been having these eclectic streams lately. And quite a few people. There's a lot of stuff we've covered over time. So yeah, he was also in a Dracula movie. Tony Todd was in a Dracula movie. Todd was the narrator of the spoken word Vision and Ice Nice Kills album, The Silver Scream, released in June 29, 2023. That is really late, though, isn't it? Hell yeah, absolutely. I need to stay on going to bed early before midnight so I can enjoy the cool mornings. Yeah, absolutely, Latina. And also, if you recall, I'm going to be going live around 7 Central Friday. So it's Friday right now. Today at 7 Central, I'll be going live again. Thank you. And Latina in the chat, I'm glad that in spite of differences some of us may have here and there, I'm thankful for the loyalty. It's something else, Latina, about you is that you're very loyal in spite of sometimes different opinions and things here and there. Your heart's in the right place. That's always a good thing. All right, so personal life and death. The personal life and death, that has to be new because he passed away in 2024, unfortunately. All right, so Todd was married to Fatima Cortez. He had two kids named Alexander and Ariana. He passed away at his home in Marana Del Rey, California, on November 6, 2024. His cause of deletion has not been discussed or been disclosed. All right. Yeah, Latina, you make some jokes sometimes. Yeah, we'll just say that you have some jokes and you have some Timu jokes. It was like with Remy Naz, another character that is from Law and Crime. So we get unhinged. It's all good. Scared. Yeah. All right. Sleepwalk in Platoon was in 1986. 84 Caring Crossroad is 1987. Bang, you're deleted. Enemy Territory, 1987. 1988, Colors and Bird. 1989, Lean on Me. In 1990, Ivory Hunters, Criminal Justice, Night of the Living Dead, The Bridge in Black, and Voodoo Dawn. Scared. Oh, he had a lot of movies in 1990. Wow. All right, Love and Curses and All That Jazz was 1991, and Keeper of the City was 1991 also. 1992, Sunset Heat, and also Candyman. All right, so Latina says, Alien spaceship, have you planted anything in your garden like spinach or garlic? Oh, speaking of that, I grew a winter garden and back in last year. Sarah Sarah has been back. After you talked to her when you were here last year, yeah, but Sarah has to do some things with her mother, so she's on another hiatus. And but basically, Sarah was telling me about daikon, and I grew some daikon plants, and they survived everything, the snow and all. And I harvested them, so I grew daikon, and it was delicious. And also, the daikon plant, the flowers and the leaves are cultivated and used in salads and in miso soup. So I made little Japanese dishes with the plant and the root. It's very good and crunchy. Also, with speaking of that, I grew winter spinach and I've eaten a lot of it. And there's still some winter spinach left that I'm going to eat also. So those are some things that I've been growing, and also I'm going to start on the spring and summer crops, and I'm going to or garden, and I'm going to get some other flowers and stuff grown. So that is what I've been doing. Radish. All right. So we have daikon. Yes, it's a radish. And also basically basically you have the daikon right here. So this is what's used, cultivated. You could eat it raw in salads or in food. You could cook it. You could do. many things with it. It's very delish. And that's simmer daikon. That's also very delicious. And I still have some daikon in the garden, but it's bolted. But you could still eat it if it's bolted. It just needs to be cooked. And it's just a little bit of a stronger taste. It's a big bush, but it could still be cultivated, and I've been collecting the seeds. Oh, I like that a lot, Latina. That sounds awesome. Latina says, I recommend people try putting vegetables in their blender and make mixed drinks with different vegetables and a little bit of fruits and sweeten in it. Oh, Latina, that sounds delicious. I certainly would like to try that. It's called blending because it uses blender to get all of the nutrition. Ah, okay. That's awesome. It's going to get the nutrition from all the different veggies and putting them together and making drinks out of it. I like that. You know, to sweeten it up, and that's delicious. Sunset Heat is Drucker, and Candyman in 1992, Daniel Rob It Tile, the Candyman. 1993, Excessive Force, Detective Frankie Hawkins. 1994, The Crow, Grange. 1995, Candyman, Farewell to Flesh, Daniel Robitaille, The Candyman. So that's another one, 1995. Brusney's Last Call, Mistress Marley. Sabotage, 1996. Beatmaster 3, The Eye of Baraxus. 1996, also rock. And The Rock, Nicolas Cage. And also Driven. 1997, True Woman, and then Stir, and then Wishmaster, in Universe L 1997. Yeah, True Woman. I saw that movie. I saw True Woman. I think I have the DVD to that. 1998, Shadow Builder, and also Butter. 1988, The Pandora Project. 1999, Babylon 5, A Call to Arms. Also, Dog Walker and Candyman 3, Day of the Dead. Scared. What is direct video? Direct to video refers to the release of a film television series special to the public immediately on home video fronts rather than initial theatrical release. Alright, so you got the Candyman Scared. 2000 Final Destination, and then The Secret. He was in The Secret? Oh. That's really cool. He's in some nice sci fi movies. 2003 Control Factor. Final Destination 2, Scarecrow Slayer. 2004 Murder Set Pieces. Checking Out and The Prophecy Forsaken. 2005 IOU, Dark Assassin, Heart of the Beholder, Turntable, and Final Destination 3, Imminature, and Shadow Dead Riot, and Hatchet. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So 2005 was IOU, Dark Assassin, and Heart of the Beholder, and Turntable. 2006 Final Destination 3, Min Otar, Shadow Dead Riot, Hatchet, Absence of Light, the Enden Formula. The Formula, as Plankton would say. Shelly. Hello, Shelly. Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, that's some pretty cool stuff. Shouted Riot, and there's Hatchet. The Eden Formula. Oh, he got some dinosaur that's like from Timu right there. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Scared. You're welcome, Shelley. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Doi. I was in, going into third grade and second grade around this time period, and there's a part of it that was in first grade too. But that was like more in 2005 and 2006, and then 6 and 7 was more second and third grade. Chicago Massacre, Richard Speck. Shadow Puppets, Tournament of Dreams, The Man from Earth, The Mansfield 12, and The Eye of Simar. Chicago massacred Richard Speck. All right, so then 2008, I Murders, Dark Real, Brian Loves You, Night Tales the movie, Thirst Blood War, Doc Wheeler, Redemption, in 2008. Latina says, Alien, I remember Minotaurs being extremely scary and dangerous from the story of Icarus and his father mythology. Absolutely. And also, what Sarah and I were talking about, that those things were descendants of those fallen angel alien things we were talking about, allegedly. So, you know, people that believe in that or not, that they were those creations of those alien angel things. That the mythology stuff was real, and that's what they were. But things, so that's just an interesting theory about it. 2009, Are You Scared Too? Vampire in Vegas, Penance, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, The Graves, Tom Cool, Deod in Love, The Quiet Ones, 2010. 2009, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I gotta look this up real quick. Okay, Transformers movies. Celine Toby is here. Hopping on to say hello. Caught alive for the first time. Watching from the UK. Time is 9:11. Have a hair appointment in 20 minutes. Good to see you, Alien. Well, I am so glad to see you in chat, Celine. And I hope that you're having a good day, and I hope that you are doing well, and thank you for coming here. And here you go. You get this thing right here. All right. All right. Hope all that all goes well with you. All right. So basically, these are the Transformers movies, and we're talking about Tony Todd and the movies he did. So basically, I'm also gotten this little side part about Transformers. So Transformers 2007, and then 2009, and then it was in 2011, and 2014, and 2017. I saw all of them except the newer ones, like the newer two. Oh yeah, that's right. Released in 2023. I did not see this one, unfortunately, for some reason. I should have seen it though. Yeah, it has like an ape cyborg thing. Yeah. In 2010, The Quiet Ones, Hatchet 2, Three Crisis. Three Chris's. Alright, so 2010, it looks like things look more modern looking. Alright, Final Destination 5, 2011. And Beg, Dream an American, Jack the Reaper, and the Family, 2011. 2012, Falling Away, Changing the Game, and Sushi Girl. And Latina says Tony Todd was awesome in Candyman, but that was too scary. He was a bad monster. I love that he was more of a hero in Night of the Living Dead. All right, and yeah, and I can understand seeing your favorite actor in some kind of creepy movie being the bad guy is not good. Like for instance, Zac Efron being Ted Bundy was like a culture shock to a lot of people. So yeah, I can understand that, but it's good at Night of the Living Dead. He was a hero. Oh yeah, he was a hero, and I like the '90s. The '90s, although I was not in the '90s, I was I was a little baby in the '90s, right at the end of it. But the 2000s, in my opinion, were very similar to it. So basically, like the very early 2000s. But so basically, with the situation at hand, you have the hero as Tony Todd, and I liked him being the hero in that movie. It was a very, as I said, the movie was very good movie. Hello, Billy. Oh, I'm being blessed. I'm being so blessed. I'm always blessed, but you know, Latina comes in and Celine comes in, and Billy comes in here. Wow, praise the Lord. There's things earlier. I had a great day, but something didn't go right for a moment. But God is making it up to me. So you have, yeah. So Billy, I hope that you're having a good. Been doing well, Billy. It's been a little while since you've been here, but I'm glad that you're here with us. And good morning to you too. Celine, it is 4:18 a.m. where I am. And also 2013, Dead of the Night, Dust of Water, Dust of War, Delete Her Not Me, Army of the Damned, and 2014, Prelude to Axanar. Yeah. 2014, Disciples, The Sun Devil and the Princess, The Baron. Martinez says it's 2:20 something in California and about 4 a.m. where Alien is. That is true. Oh, here we go. All right. What fuel am I drinking? What is this? Behold. It's alien sitting there all night. What in the world is he thinking? I can't believe I see this. He's not even blinking. What makes him keep on going? Like a lawnmower lawn mowing. There is the truth right now that I gotta be showing. So, through passion, I gain strength. Through peace, I have tranquility. At the same time, a yin and a yang, that is the true bang. I am hard to tame, orangutan. So, what happens is, all the stuff I've been through in my life, I use as dinosaur fuel to fuel me further and further. And I keep digging into the earth further and further and getting more girther. So all the stuff that happened to me, I use as fuel. All my fans I have on YouTube and the accomplishments I have made, I say that humbly, I use as fuel to fuel me. That is my energy drinks, to fuel me to go forward. It's all of you in chat and all the streams that I'm on. Y'all are the reason also. The reason is you, why I keep going. And the stuff that has gone on in my life I use as fuel. So that is your answer, Celine. That was a little rap that I just did. Latina says, Celine, I was just about to say goodnight to Alien. I need to take advantage of the cool weather mornings. Oh. Yeah. I need to take advantage of the cool mornings before it gets too hot here in California, in the central San Quinn Valley. And Latina, whenever you're ready to go, good night to you. I am so glad. Okay, good night and good morning to you. All right, Latina. I am so glad you came. It's an answer to a prayer. It made my night. It made my day, okay? In ways you'll never know. So thank you for being here. And good night to you. I appreciate you. It's been a while. Yeah. So, as I said, when I'm thinking, really Latina should be here. It's been a while. I kept thinking about it. Like, really. And she just appeared in chat, like out of thin air. That's where we go and say that God answers prayers and that wasn't just a coincidence. Hey, look at this. Wow, everybody, look at this. Everybody, look at this. Look. In 2015, Tony Todd played in Bleeding Hearts. He played God. I was talking about God just now. Wow. Celine said, Latina, not the case here. Our weather is mostly curry up. Scared. All right. And I'm not going to be live too much longer, but I'll be live for a little bit more, but not completely. Yesterday I went live all the way into 7 a.m. Yes, Latina, absolutely. Yes. 2015. Lego DC Comics Superheroes Justice League versus Bizarro League. Bleeding Hearts, God. Vanish. And Frankenstein. He played Eddie. Night of the Living Dead, Darkest Dawn. It's a 3D animated horror. So he was in Night of the Living Dead again in 2015, but as a voice because it was animated. Agoraphobia. Agoraphobia. Scared. Live Evil and Scream at the Devil. (2016) Beyond the Game. And also Cowboys, Girl, Broken Cross, and Zombies. Detective Somers. 2017, Victor Crowley, Death House, From Jennifer, and Two Faced. IMTK, The Debt Collector. That sounds cool. He's Barbosa. That's pretty cool. That's a bad arse name. West of Hale, Worth, Hellfest, Final Wish, Driven, and Vegas Mars Requiem. All right, Celine. See you soon, and thank you for dropping by. All right, and Regain of the Superman, Dark Seed. No, Reign of the Superman. Heads of Will Roll, Candy Corn, Badland, and Immortal Fate Upside Down. Yes, Celine. Right back at you. All right. 2020. Bulletproof 2. Bad Manners. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Sky Sharks, Tales from the Hood 3, and Stoker Hills. (2021) Insight, Lockdown, Hauntings, The House Next Door, Meet the Blacks 2, Destination Mafa, and Candyman again, and Changed, Reenactment, Horror Noir, and All Gone Wrong. And Traveling Light. 2022 Hellblazers, Bioch Eos, Catfish Christmas, Realm of Shadows, H.P. Lovecraft's Celiphius, Devil Row, Dixieland, The Nana Project, The Activated Man. (2024) The Bunker, Stream, and also Werewolf Game, and Final Destination Bloodlines. Talk about some things he was in television. (1987) Simon and Simon, Troy Tulliver, Werewolf Charlie, 21 Jump Street, Aaron Jackson. 1989, Katie and Allie, Night Court, Mr. Crewmine, Mac Gryver, Zimba. 1990, Matlock, Billy Pierce, Cop Rock, Omar. 1991, Jake and the Fat Man, Star Trek The Next Generation, Father Doling Ministries, Law and Order, The X Files, Homicide on the Live Street, Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, and Black Fox. 1995 to 1996, Star Trek The Deep Space Nine, Murder, She Wrote, New York Undercover, Beverly Hills 90210, 1997 NYPD Blue, and Xena Warrior Princess, Soldier of Fortune Inc., 1998 Star Trek Voyager, Hercules Legendary Journeys, Where Are They Now, Angel, UC Undercover, Smallville, Crossing the Jordan, Andromeda, Charmed, Boston Public, CSI Miami. District, The 10 Scariest Movie Moments, 24, Hyperspace as himself. Night Stalker, Criminal Minds, Stargate, SG-1. He was in Svengoolie, I didn't know that. Masters of Horror, Boston Legal, Without a Trace. Alright, Chuck. Batman, the Brave and Bold. '24 Psych, Splatter, Symbionic Titan. The Event, Hawaii Five-0, Holliston, Transformers Prime, Zombie Family, Young Justice, Halloween Wars, The Young and the Restless, The Bravest Warriors, The Flash, Dead of Summer, Be Cool, Scooby-Doo, Room 104, Riverdale, The Orville, Scream Resurrection, Masters of the Universe, Revelations, Data Dragon's Blood, Devil May Cry, TBA. He was in some video games, Star Trek, The Next Generation, Klingon Horror, Guard, The Legend of the Dragoon, the Star Trek Elite Force 2, Half-Life Episode 2, Dota 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Star Trek Online, Artifact, Layers of Fear 2, Half-Life, Alyx, Back for Blood, Stern Pinball, Spider-Man 2, and Indiana Jones. Jekyll and Hyde. Dr. Henry Jekyll had succeeded a cunning curing a higher primate of his serious heart condition. He tests the serum on himself, resulting in a dire consequence. He is transformed into the evil Edward Hyde. Dr. Jekyll does not realize that Hyde is a manifestation of himself and develops a kind of multiple personality disorder. Hyde murders female college students and frames Jekyll. Jekyll feels guilty about the murders and gives the victims' families 30,000 damages. Hyde grapes and murders Jekyll's boss, Donna Caru Care W. During a dinner party, Jekyll's friend Denise sees his colleague transform into Hyde before his eyes. Detective Karen Utterson Lanyon race to find Jekyll before it's too late, as the serum gives Hyde immortality. Jekyll tries giving himself up to the police, but Hyde won't allow him to go to prison, knowing he'll be executed if Jekyll dies. So does Hyde. Jekyll commits self-deletion by jumping off the roof in the hospital in order to make sure that the Hyde will never hurt anyone again. As Jekyll passed away, he says, "It was for my soul." The Man from Earth. In 2007, American science fiction drama film director by Richard Scheckman. It was written in Jerome Bixby, who conceived the screenplay in the early 1960s and completed it in his deathbed on April 1998. It stars David Lee Smith, John Oldman, departing universe professor, who puts forth the notion that he has more than 14,000 years old. He's more than 14,000 years old. His entire film set in around the Oldman's house during his farewell party and consists almost entirely of dialogue. The plot advances through intellectual arguments between Oldman and his fellow facility members. Plot. Professor John Oldman is packing his belongings onto his truck, preparing to move to a new home. His colleagues show up to give him an impromptu farewell party. Harry, a biologist, Edith, an art history professor, and devout Christian Dan, an anthropologist, Sandy, a historian who is in requinted love with John Art, an archaeologist, and his younger student Linda. As John's colleagues press him to explain the reason for his departure, he picks up from the reference to Magdalenian cultures by Dan and slowly and somewhat reluctantly reveals that he was born in the Paleolithic period. He stated that he has lived more than 14 millennia, and he relocated to every 10 years to keep others from realizing that he does not age. He begins the tale under the guise of a possible science fiction story, but eventually stops speaking the hypotheticals and begins answering questions from first person perspective. His colleagues refuse to believe his story but accept it as working hypothesis in order to glean his true intentions. John relates he was a Sumerian for 2,000 years later in Babylon, he eventually went east to become a disciple of the Buddha. He claims to have had a chance to sail to Columbus, with Columbus, admitting at the time he still believed the earth was flat, and that he have been befriended Van Gogh, one whose original paintings he apparently owns as a gift to the artist. Well, this guy's like a YouTuber. He just went with everybody. The discussion versus the religion, and John mentions that he does not follow any, even though he does not necessarily believe in the omnipotent God. He does not discount the possibility of such a being's existence. Pressed by the group, John reluctantly reveals that in trying to take the Buddha's teachings to the West into the Eastern Roman Empire, he became the inspiration for the Jesus story. After the revelation, emotions, the room run high. Edith, the representative Christian liturist of the group, begins crying. Will, who has returned after saying he drove around and didn't know where else to go, demands that John end his tale and give group a sense of closure by admitting it was all a hoax. He threatens to have John involuntarily committed from the psychiatric evaluation should he refuse to do so. John appears to ruminate over his response before finally confessing to everyone that his story was a prank. Yeah, this man's been everywhere in this story. All right, almost done here, and we'll this time we'll end the show. We're not going to go to five. I mean, to like seven, and like we did last time. Although that was very fun, and we did that, and it was cool. But still, what we're going to be doing is this one will be ending it a little bit earlier. John's friends leave the party with various reactions. Edith is relieved. Harry indicates an open mind. Art never wants to see John again. Will still believe John needs the professional help. Sandy and Linda clearly believe John, and Dan is implied to believe John after everyone else but Will and Sandy have left. Will overhears John and Sandy's conversation, which suggests the story could be true after all. John mentions some of the pseudonyms he has used over the years, and Will realizes one of the peculiar was his father's name. He asks John specific questions that only a very acquaintances could answer. When answers them all correctly, Will has an emotional breakdown, suffers a heart attack, and is unalived in John's arms. After the body has been taken away, Sandy realizes that if the story is true, this is the first John has seen one of the grown children be deleted. John wordlessly gets in his truck and starts to drive to an unknown destination. Reconsidered, he then stops and waits for Sandy, who slowly walks over the truck. Alright. Okay. Alright, so shout out to Tony Todd. Those are some of the movies. Pretty cool. Alright. Alright, so that is going to be it for this stream. Ending this one a little bit earlier because although I love doing the ones until 7 in the morning, this time we're going to end this one earlier. So whoever's in chat hypothetically, or maybe some people are sleeping or may have went to bed, thank all of you for being here, and those watching a rerun, I appreciate you, and I am glad for all of you, and everybody have a great Friday and week, and we're going to be having the live stream at 7 p.m. Central. and peace.